Alright, what is up, Happy Little Boards community? My friends, my fellow ambient noise makers, my sound explorers, my fellow noodlers of pedals and enjoyers of ambient music and things like that. We're back with our second pedal demo in the JHS 3 series. It's a series of 3 demos about the 3 series pedals. And there's 3 pedals on the board in each video, and I'm making 3 of them. It would be funny if they were 3 minutes long, but they're definitely longer than that, which is good because you get to hear more sound. Anyway, in this one, we have the JHS 3 Series Overdrive and the Fuzz. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember off the top of my head if I had it go Looper Overdrive Fuzz or Looper Fuzz Overdrive. So that'll be a fun thing to check out once the actual video of the demo starts, whether or not I guessed right. We have an overdrive and we have a fuzz. They're awesome. These, as I've said before, this series of pedals is just straight to the point, high quality representations of single effects that give you everything you want out of when you hear the word fuzz. You'd be hard-pressed not to have success getting a fuzz tone you want. Overdrive. I mean, come on. It's just a beautiful overdrive. I know there's 10 bajillion of them out there, and they all have their sweet spots and their nuances and their, je ne sais quoi of part of them that, makes them special to each player. But again, like an overdrive, it's boosting your signal. It's meant to push your amp into that like dirt, breakup, nasty like blues, stank face tone, just to give you that extra little overdrive of your sound. And this delivers. Like, you can't go wrong. They give you volume, body, and drive. There are plenty of videos. I mean, you could just go to the JHS channel and check it out, but I'm sure there's a million videos that get into the nitty-gritty details of the circuit and all that stuff. I'm here to just like talk to you about it and tell you that it's great. There is a special note on this one. So typically when I do these, I am just literally playing a guitar straight into the looper, and then it's coming out of the pedals and going straight into my interface. If you have nothing else as a starter making music and recording something, that's probably what you're gonna have. I always try to give like a baseline version of it, so if that sounds good, and then you have a more in advanced rig than that simple setup, you're gonna have even better results. Obviously there's exceptions, but like that's my theory behind it. So for this one specifically, I decided I was going to run it through an amp so that it was overdriving the tubes, which is generally the best application for an overdrive situation, where, for those of you that know how this stuff works, you're taking the signal that's coming in to the preamp tubes and you're driving that signal harder. So I wanted to incorporate that element in a simple way. So it's going into the amp and then hitting the preamp tubes. Then it's not going through the power amp section and into the cabinet. It's coming out of the effects loop. It's then going into the cabinet simulator that I have, the Universal Audio, which it's emulating having the signal then go to a speaker and have a microphone on it. And I just tried to use a very simple, straightforward setup with that. So again, it's as bare bones as possible, but I did want to incorporate that element of having tubes involved just because of the specifics of these pedals and how they're generally used. And most people, when they're buying an overdrive, that's typically the reason they're going to want to use it with some tubes to get that effect that everybody loves and knows that dirt, that sweet, sweet dirt. Sweet, sweet dirt. So yeah, my setup is a little different on this one. That's the explanation of it. I think that's enough talking out of me, and it's time to plug this puppy in, cue up that demo for you guys, and see what these pedals can do. One last note, as always, if you like what I'm doing here, if you enjoy me talking about this stuff and nerding out about it and demonstrating it for you, also if you like any of the other Happy Little Boards videos that are on here, please just, it really helps the channel so much, and it helps me continue to do this, and it gives me a reason to do it. It gives me feedback. If you like the video, if you subscribe to the channel, if you leave me a comment, even if you hate me and want to tell me that, it's still feedback, it's still interaction. There's no point in me talking to this camera if it's not for you guys to feel like you can interact with me about this stuff. So I'm here, I'm a human, talk to me. Let's nerd out on some gear. And with that, here's the demo.